What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Now we're going to talk about the brother Morgan Freeman. I've talked about Morgan Freeman several times on this channel before, well, once before, right? But I feel like I got to speak on it again because some comments that he's made years ago is circulating Black Twitter, Black Instagram, if there's ever a thing. We know it's a Black Twitter, but you know, the Shade Room posted it, right? And Morgan Freeman was basically saying that Black History Month and the term African American are both an insult, right? And I want to say to that brother, dating your step granddaughter is also an insult as well. That's an insult too. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Morgan Freeman and his step granddaughter. He was married to a woman. The woman had a granddaughter. Morgan Freeman allegedly raised her, so on and so forth. And it was alleged that they were dating. He had a dating, intimate relationship with the step granddaughter, which is weird within itself, right? But, you know, I take everything Morgan Freeman says with a grain of salt. This is also the same brother that said, in order to end America's race problem, we need to just stop talking about it. Just stop talking about race. And that is one of the most silliest, ignorant ass comments I've ever heard in my life. When you have a problem, in order to eradicate the problem, you don't just ignore it. You don't just stop talking about it. You don't just not address it. That's not an adult way to handle any problem. No problem goes away like that. And he will never tell you that that is the solution for any other problem that the world is facing. He will never say that to y'all. Morgan Freeman's black ass will never tell y'all to just ignore any other problem you got going on. But when it comes to the subject of race, he'll tell you to stop talking about race. Just stop, leave it, just don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. And you had a lot of conservative white folks clapping it up. Yes, 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 Morgan Freeman, he gets it, he gets it, he gets it, he gets it. But again, what problem gets solved by just not addressing it? See, what happens is Morgan Freeman, he's been buddy-buddy with a lot of the elites in the entertainment industry. He's enjoyed his seat at the table with them, right? He's looked at as the grandfather in the black community. Everybody loved Morgan Freeman. He's revered within both the black and white community. And the elites, again, they love him. And so he starts to perpetuate, he starts to regurgitate the talking points of white supremacists that operate within the elite arena. He starts talking like them. That whole pick yourself up by the bootstraps rhetoric when black folks, majority of us don't even have a boot to we don't even have a boot to start with. We don't even have a boot to strap up. But Morgan Freeman talks that talk. The whole thing, just stop talking about race because it makes a lot of conservative white Americans or conservative non-black people tell you to stop talking about race because it makes them uncomfortable. Not because it's a way to solve a solution. They don't want to be uncomfortable. So they rather you be uncomfortable dealing with racism than to have an actual discussion about it, a progressive discussion, how to fix things, so on and so forth. So Morgan Freeman is reinforcing that ideology. Let's just stop talking about it, leave it alone, so on and so forth. Morgan Freeman didn't say shit like that. I'm not co-signing no black brother that talk like that. Because obviously he's out of touch with the community. He's been in Hollywood for so long, in Hollywood, and been snuggled up and nestled up under the elites. He started talking like them. So he's not to be trusted. And then I hear people say things like this when we talk about Black History Month. I hear people say, they only relegated 1 month for us to celebrate our people. They only relegated 1 month for us to celebrate our people. Who is they? Because if you're talking about white Americans or whatever, they didn't relegate nothing at all. They didn't relegate our history to a month. The month was formed based upon a Black History Week that was created by Mr. Carter G. Woodson, a black man. But a lot of people don't know that, so they just start running off with the mouth. So, you know, this is another thing I don't like about our people. When we have things that are for us and to celebrate us, you have black people coming out saying things like, we don't need that. We don't need that. We speak about, you know, eliminating things that are strictly for us in order to conform with everybody else, in order to fit in with everybody else, right? We want stuff that's for us, strictly for us, to celebrate our people and our achievements that we made to society. Everybody, we just don't want it. We don't need that. We don't need that. But you will never hear a Jewish person trying to take away Jewish Heritage Month. I believe it's in May. You will never hear a Jewish person trying to get that month taken away from them. because they love that month to celebrate the accomplishments of their people. They wear it with a badge of honor that they have that type of month for their people. Black folks, we are tricked into believing that us having this month is wrong, and we should just be lumped into the rest of American society. Let it just be taught with American history. We've been saying that for the longest, and they still not teaching the shit. So if we eradicate this month, how, like, if there's no Black History Month, how will kids learn about it? They're already trying to, they're eliminating critical race theory from the school systems. They're trying to ban the teachings of Black history from schools in Florida, right? They're trying to get it taken out. They have it taken out of books, so on and so forth, and all that type of stuff. Yes, we all know that Black history should be taught in American and world history. We know it should be taught in American literature and world history, so on and so forth. But we all know it's not taught in that. My name is Malcolm, bro. I had to find out who Malcolm X was on my own. Because the best they would do in the textbooks was they talk about the same Black people every year. Would just be they would only talk about Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King. And then they'll throw in a little blurb. Like, there were other civil rights leaders as well within the civil rights movement, such as Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, so on and so forth. They would never tell you what Malcolm X, who he was, what he stood for, what he did, what he fought for. None of that. I had to learn that on my own. Right? So how can we trust the school system to teach us about Black American history when they haven't been doing it in the first place, only teaching us what they want to teach us? So we use the month of February to educate our babies about the contributions our people have made to society through inventions, through all different type of changes in legislature, so on and so forth. We celebrate our people and the contributions they made to American society because we're not taught it in the books and the classes that we have in school. So to try to eradicate that month is wild to me. We always want to take things away from our people because we just want to be lumped in. We just want to be like everybody else. We just want to be one of the guys. We start getting tricked and trying to assimilate to other things and not knowing that our history will not be taken into consideration and it will not be confounded with the rest of American history. They're not going to teach our history for real. So talk about how we don't need this month is just ignorant. And Morgan Freeman is too damn old. See, and then people don't like this channel because I say how I feel. You know, I respect my elders, but you guys are a lot of old fools in society. Old ass fools that start talking the wrong shit. Start talking the wrong stuff. That will trick our babies and how our babies having a disproportionate belief about things. You know what I'm saying? And Morgan Freeman, you got people in the comment section, he right though. A lot of silly ass people talking that he right though. Not even knowing what that does to your people. Like, how would you voting for the eradication of your people being celebrated properly, getting they just due at least how they should be? Or not even just, it's not even just for, we don't want to, the month of February is not for us to be honored by white Americans or non-Black Americans at all, right? It's for us to acknowledge and never forget where we come from. Always use that month as a, what's the word I'm looking for? We use that month as an indicator of how far we come and how far we must continue going. Because look at what our ancestors achieve when they achieved things beyond their wildest dreams, things they were told they could not do. So that month lets us be reminded and celebrate our people as we should, right? Furthermore, you know, when now this whole African American, I'm not going to even get into that. Black American, African American, people will say, oh, some of our people are not from Africa. They were here originally. So we're Black Americans. A lot of people who are considered foundational Black American people who are already here in southern states, so on and so forth. And then, you know, that's where our lineage comes from, so on and so forth. So you'll take that with what you will. Some African Americans, some people have lineage in Africa and came here. I don't know, but you all can debate that, whatever. I'm not the most scholarly individual when it comes to that phrase and certain origins and so on and so forth of that. But I just want to talk about certain things with Morgan Freeman, how we shouldn't just, a lot of Black people look at Morgan Freeman like the granddaddy of our society. And that brother not my granddaddy. My granddaddy would never say the shit Morgan Freeman has said. You know, and because for him to say that racism will be eliminated by ceasing to call people white and people black is insulting and foolish. Because honestly, that would do nothing to address economic and educational disparities across the black and white communities in America, nor would it help to address the power disparities within the criminal justice system in America. Right? So all of that, just stop. Don't call people white, don't call people black. Yeah, sound good, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to fix a lot of things that have already been wronged within our country, that have already been wrongly handled in our country. It's not going to fix any of that. Race is a human construct, but the impact of racism is deeper than how we identify one another. Again, race is a human construct, but the impact of racism is deeper than how we identify one another. So I just want people to stop going around regurgitating Morgan Freeman like he's the all-seeing eye, you know, and all that type of stuff. You've seen him in Bruce Almighty. You think he's just, oh my God, he's just the most profound man because he got a great narrating voice and he's been in some good films, so on and so forth. His ass don't know. He's not the I guess the barometer for how black society should feel about things. He doesn't he's not the voice of reason for us, for our people. He's not. He said a lot of things that are very not just only controversial, but insensitive. He said things that I feel like are very irresponsible to be saying, to regurgitate. A lot of white supremacist talking points that he just spews out of his mouth. Because he's been nestled up with them and he's enjoyed his table at he's enjoyed his seat at the table with the elites. So yeah, he's not my granddaddy. I'm not gonna pick up and just roll with everything he say. Not gonna happen with me, man. So yeah, I just had to address that and talk about it because too many people out there. I saw way too many people in the comment section. He's right. He right though. We just got this little month. What we need this month for? All that, man. Get up out of here. Well, if you don't know what the hell he's talking about. He really don't. And I know this was years ago. He could have changed his stance. Hopefully he did, but I don't know. When a lot of older black folks be stuck in their ways, and as the father, they not leaving that shit. When they think a certain way, they gonna stay in that. They don't give a damn what you say or how you lay it out to them. Even if it makes sense, they gonna stick to what they want to stick to. And it be what it be, man. But Morgan Freeman says a lot of ignorant things. Says a lot of ignorant things that shouldn't be said. And that's where it stops, man. Machiavelli Mills TV. Thank y'all for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Share the video. Share the video with your cousin, sister, baby daddy, best friend, cousin on your daddy's side. Whatever. I'm out. Peace.